Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'd like to open another front. Pero sa same, ano pa rin ako? Sa same bill. Yes, Congressman Pares, I just like for us to cover everything, Mr. Chairman. Kasi po, pending pa naman po yung proposed measure kanina regarding joining fees and a cap on credit card charges. While that is pending, I'd like to open another front. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman. Okay. Mr. Chairman, in 2009, we passed RA 9510, creating a credit information corporation. Majority owned by government at 60% and 40% owned by private sector. That law saw it fit to put the CIC under SEC. However, although hindi klaro, at least on my part, Mr. Chairman, hindi klaro doon kung kailan papasok yung BSP. Although, merong assurance from SEC na tatawagin nila yung BSP, quote-unquote, during crucial meetings. Since we are going to pass this bill, and it falls squarely on BSP to regulate credit card companies, both currently under your jurisdiction and those who are not yet. Wala ko ba kayong nakikita dapat na provision na andito sa ating panukalang batas para po at least on the part of on the aspect of the SEC supervising yung credit entities, medyo klaro po yung role ng BSP kapag ang pinag-uusapan na ay credit card companies. Kasi option pa rin ng SEC Unless I'm mistaken, we'd like it sana to be clear na kapag ang pinag-uusapan sa CIC ay credit card companies which fall squarely on BSP to regulate, dapat very clear yung participation po ng BSP doon sa CIC. So is there any provision here in this bill that already covers that, or do we need to put that here pa?
Can I ask Attorney Rio? Our examination sector.
Sino? Si Director
Rio.
Attorney Rio, boss.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm Attorney Rio from the Supervision and Examination Center. So just on the query on CISA, the Credit Information System Act, actually credit card companies are among those defined as submitting entities. And as such, they are bound to comply with their obligation to report the basic credit data to the CIC, which is the Credit Information Corporation, mandated by law to be the central aggregator of credit data. And I think the issue is whether there is already a provision in the bill on the inclusion of credit card companies.
By the way, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to acknowledge that the director is my Mista. She is married to a classmate of mine from DMA, so it's good to see her here. Director, yung aking pong tanong kanina, kasi po, binasa ko po, nireview ko yung 9150, hindi po malinaw, unless hindi ko naintindihan ng maayos, hindi po malinaw kung kailan papasok yung BSP sa activities ng SEC through the CIC. Kailangan mo kasi malinaw yun kung ang pinag-uusapan ng credit card companies. Kasi with this bill, kayo po yung magre-regulate ng credit card companies. So yun po, gusto ko i-establish yung link po na yun.
Okay, sir. Actually, the BSP is not the regulator of CIC. It's not the implementing agency of the CISA. So the lead agency is the Securities and Exchange Commission. And the BSP is just cited in the law as one of the relevant agencies. And as such, before, for example, SEC or CIC issues its own rules and regulations, there has to be coordination. And that coordination is more of consultative mechanism and between the agencies. So for purposes, so in this regard, what the BSP intends to do is to issue rules and regulations mandating submitting entities under its jurisdiction, including credit card companies, to comply with their obligation under the CISA. And that includes submission of basic credit data which pertains to positive and negative credit information of the borrower. So in that regard, given that it's not the lead agency, it still has the duty to coordinate and ensure that supervised entities under its jurisdiction will comply with the obligations under the CISA.
Mr. Chairman,
Cong.Acedillo is recognized.
at the risk of belaboring the point, no, ano lang ho to, this is by no means casting any aspersion on SEC. Pero hindi ho ba posible, under that concept of consultation, na hindi ho kayo konsultahin? Kasi po, ang iniiwasan ho natin dito, magkaroon ho ng bumi yung relationship ng SEC and PSP. Example po, hindi ho ba mangyayari na mag-i-issue ng regulations yung CIC or even before CIC, dito sa level ng SEC, mandating CIC. Tapos ang direct effect nun is it will somehow affect the operations of the credit card companies na hindi ko gusto ng BSP. Because precisely, nangyari, hindi ko kayo kinonsult. For whatever reason, no, whether act of omission or ano lang, oversight lang, hindi lang talaga na, hindi namin na-consult kasi yung ano eh. Then magkakaroon tayo ng situation na at odds yung CIC and BSP. Of course, this is a very rare or extreme case, but of course, since we're already passing this measure, we might as well cover all fronts. Yun po yung objective po ng punto ko, Mr. Chairman. Unless I'm, of course, I have misunderstood the issue.
Thank you, Congressman Acedillo. Let me just state for the record that CIC, the Credit Insurance Corporation, was established under SEC. And the main role of CIC is just to be the depository institution with regards to credit information of every single entity, including including individual persons. So I think even without the premature of Bangko Sentral, it is to the interest of the credit card issuers that they become clients of CIC. Kasi yung information doon will allow banks and credit card companies to look at the credit standing of or viability of a certain applicant. So, wala naman siguro, Congressman, magiging conflict kasi they will pay CIC for the information that CIC will provide them. And then it is up for the client to determine as to the viability or the credibility of the information that will be supplied by CIC. And in ensuring that it will be true to its mandate, SEC has the power. But I believe that Bangko Sentral can look into how it is being handled because you cannot compel all banks to become clients of CIC. But I'm sure everybody are looking forward to the operations of CIC. And may I inform everybody, it's most especially our distinguished colleague, who belongs to batch class of 1999 in PMA, and the director here is the living proof that class 99 hindi lang magaling sa government service, magaling pa pumili ng better half. So, palagay ko, Mr. Congressman, hindi na ho natin problema yung sa CIC operations at saka the relationship that will be existing between credit card companies and generally the banking industry, the loan providers, and CIC. Ang problema natin ngayon, Mr. Congressman, and I'm sure you'll be more than willing to help this chair, is really when will CIC be operational? When I became chair of this committee, I asked SEC and they said November of 2014. And that was sometime in 2013. But lately, they've been telling me it's early next year. Boss, alin kaya mauna, susunod na eleksyon o yung CIC. So palagay ko, this committee should look into that, Mr. Congressman. So having said that, I'm sure your fears are somewhat allayed, but I understand where you're coming from, boss. So okay na rin o tayo, Director. Kumusta niyo na rin o kami sa mista ni Cong.Acedillo. Tatanong ko na sana kung ilan na upungan na inyo supli kasi alam nyo, chismoso, chairman na ito. This colleague of mine who created the first in Congress when he proposed before his future bride and now his better half, he proposed there in the plenary. And everybody fell in love with the guy, including me. So, they're now expecting a child. I hope it will be better than class 99. But having said that, so pwede na balikan yung sinasabi ni Congressman Paes na balikan natin yung motion na i-approve na ng committee yung substitute bill subject to style. Can you please reiterate your motion, Mr. Congressman?
The style